Breaking tonight, a week of media attacks on Dr. Ben Carson sinks to an ugly new low with what critics are calling a racist hit piece from a mainstream magazine. Welcome to the Kelly File, everyone. I'm Sandra Smith, in for Megyn Kelly tonight. And we have a dramatic new moment in Dr. Carson's campaign for the White House. This controversy started with Carson talking on Tuesday about a campus shooting in Oregon, suggesting that if he faced a similar situation, he would, quote, not just stand there and let him shoot me. He went on to explain that he would encourage everyone to attack gunmen. The critics went wild, accusing the candidate of victim blaming at worst and insensitivity at best. But tonight, GQ magazine took the debate to what may be an all-time new low in political writing, posting a piece headlined, "Blank Ben Carson." You're looking at it. We have reached out to GQ for comment. Complete radio silence from that publication so far. But in a Kelly File exclusive, we have campaign manager Barry Bennett here with us live tonight. First, let's start with Fox News digital politics editor Chris Steyerwalt. Chris, you've had a chance to look at this article. It's the political discourse in this country is unbelievable right now, and this is a new low.
Yeah, I had the time to reflect on the 2-minute read of an article that basically was a person throwing up their bile and putting a nasty headline on it to get attention and to get clicks. And what is funny about it is that basically you are reading a writer and you are reading in a magazine and you are reading this moment. And it's not just in GQ. It was when he was on The View. It's all over the place. The Ben Carson effect of making people's heads just pop. They just cannot take it because you have a guy who is very conservative, very Christian, who also is a black man, who is a brain surgeon, and it is so mind-boggling for the people who are, this defeats the convention. So what you're reading in this piece, essentially, and the attitude that's out there on television and a lot of mainstream reporting is basically this: they've been tolerant of Ben Carson for as long as they can take it. They've taken it as long as they can. When he said that he wouldn't support a Muslim for president, they sort of took it a little bit, but now they've decided that it's over for Ben Carson, and they're going to they have to end this, and they're going to shout him down.
Chris, in the piece, which, as you mentioned, not a very long piece, and this isn't a very serious journalist by any stretch. Well, I look back at some of his previous articles, but this is making front-page headlines on their publication, and in it he wrote that he doesn't believe Ben Carson on some of the stories that he's telling, referencing when he was held up at Popeyes.
Yeah, says he made it up, says he's a liar, says he fabricated his story. Now, Ben Carson's life story, I don't know whether you read his book or know about his read the book, saw the movie, any of that stuff. Ben Carson's life story is indeed the stuff of books and movies. It is astonishing. It is an amazing rise of a guy who was basically destined for the dustbin and rose to greatness.
So
Cuba Gooding played him in the movie.
There's an attack on his credibility here without any evidence or reason why this author felt compelled to write this piece, but he said, quote, "You are now bearing witness to an arms race of stupid, because stupid is in such high demand from the GOP base at the present moment." So clearly this isn't just an attack on Dr. Ben Carson. This is an attack, a violent attack on the GOP in general.
Well, the secret, I think Ben Carson needs to start wearing some skinny jeans, get a man bun, and really get the metrosexual vibe pumping. And then maybe GQ will be on board. But the reality for Ben Carson is this. They're not going to like him. They're never going to like him. But he has something. And by the way, we look at the Democratic field, we have a lot of old white people. We look at the Republican field, you have in the top tier 2 young Hispanic senators. You have a female businesswoman, you have an African-American brain surgeon, and it's shattering the basic construct that journalists have worked with for so long, which is the Republican Party is a party of old white men and their country clubs and boo hiss, and the Democrats are the party of inclusion, and this is causing a certain amount of scrambling.
Well, Chris, right now the reaction that GQ, a left-wing is not getting very good response even from its own readers tonight on Twitter and other social media outlets. They're calling the author racist, smug, full of intolerance, and obviously that's not just conservatives on there. As I mentioned, most of their readers wouldn't be. All right, Chris, thank you so much for joining us tonight.